Welcome to Food All You Never Wanted to Know. Today, we're going to try an experiment because we have a lot of potatoes this year. Some of them are in the house, some will go in the basement, but I know from past experience that whatever I put in the basement sprouts in about a month, month and a half, even though it's 60 degrees down there. So, what we're going to do, I dug a trench, and last year, be interested, oh, I found another potato. I think. Oh, look at that. Another Yukon gem. Anyway, last year I had some surgery in October and did not get to dig up all the potatoes. And very, very late winter, early spring, I just decided to see if there was anything in there. And there was. And some of them had rotted, but certain varieties were excellent, actually. And we ate a lot of potatoes in the early spring. So what I thought I would try is purposely putting potatoes in a trench, covering them up, trying to protect them against any animals, although I don't think I'll get any in here, and see what happens. Perhaps during the winter, I'll be able to dig some out if we run out of potatoes. So a very important thing is a marker. Because if you're digging down in hard soil, you're not going to want to search for potatoes. So this is going to be the end of my trench. This will be the beginning of my trench, okay?
Now I see you have 3 piles of potatoes here.
Right.
What varieties are they?
Okay. This is Yukon Gem. Oop. Okay. They're not as big as I thought they would get, but maybe that was my fault. I don't know. This is Baltic Rose. This is a nice pink potato. Inside, it's golden, beautifully golden. Both of these taste good. Yukon Gem is similar to Yukon Gold. And over here, I was awestruck with these. This is just a white potato, which is not my first choice for potatoes, but this is Green Mountain. It's a very historic variety. And I've wanted to try them for a long time because I heard that this would feed families through the winter. And so they're big, they're a nice size. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop these in here. I'm gonna put them by varieties. All right. So these are the Yukon Gems. Some are little bitties, but that's okay. We're just gonna put them in there anyway. Okay, not on top of each other. I think it might be nice to have them separated a bit. And the Baltic Rose will go in the middle. And the Green Mountains will go at the end. Some itty bitties in there too. Now, one thing that you should know about potatoes, do not let spring volunteers grow, okay? What you could get is diseases that are going to affect things. The one year that I let some grow, I got a huge number of potato beetles attacking those plants early. So do what you're supposed to do and rotate. And remember that I'm going to cover these with a little bit of soil before I put the next thing on that I'm doing. Tomatoes and peppers are in the same family as potatoes. So do not grow them year after year in the same place. If you put potatoes one year, tomatoes the next, peppers the next, you're not rotating. You need to rotate. Oops, wow. I just found a potato.
We'll take that one inside.
I think I skewered it. That I didn't notice. That must have been a Yukon Gem. So what was I saying? Anyway, I would only put tomatoes or potatoes in the same spot, maybe 3 years apart. Some people say even more.
There's another one.
Oh no! Guess what we're having for dinner?
Good. One more.
Okay, that one got chopped, so that one goes in too. You can just put them on the ground for the moment. Wow, I sure did miss some, huh? Okay, so we're gonna cover these with a little layer of soil. Whoops. Get a little more, and hopefully I won't skewer any others. Then what I'm gonna do, just in case some critter, I don't know if this is gonna be big enough. I mean, the hole, whether the hole will be big enough. Maybe not. Just in case some critter decides that it wants to dig in here. Although our garden is fenced, I'm not afraid of anything coming up from underneath because of our shale soil. That would be a real stretch for some little animal to know that something's under there and to want to go to all that trouble. So, again, this is a total experiment. We'll see what happens. Okay.
Now you're going to bury the wire.
I'm going to bury the wire.
Now this is just hardware cloth,
Yes.
not chicken wire.
I would never use chicken wire because critters can get their little hands, their little fingers through the holes in chicken wire. Whereas,
Mice can actually get through it.
yeah, we had some heritage turkeys once that we were brooding on our side porch where we used to live. And in the middle of the night, something came in there and killed one of the turkeys. It was pretty disgusting. And it was obvious to me that it was a raccoon. Raccoons have small hands that can reach through that chicken wire. Now, I'm gonna cover this more than that. Do you think we'll be digging this in the winter, dear, or do you think we'll just wait?
Depends
for
on the
late
winter.
spring?
They say this may be a mild winter.
Mild? Well, we'll see. It also depends how long our potatoes last in the house. If we run out of potatoes in a month, we might be digging in here.
Our
To try
Amish
to-
neighbors have been asking me if we've winterized everything for outside.
Did they?
Yeah, and I went, well,
What
not
do they,
quite.
What do they mean when they say winterize?
That if the snow comes, I don't have to think about something that was left on. Debbie, look,
More potatoes! How did I miss them? Okay. Well, these will go in the house. One of them got chopped.
right there.
How did I miss those? This is the soil that I dug out of the trench when I was digging the potatoes. So anyway, didn't do too well with getting them all. That's okay. We like potatoes.
Exciting finds.
Yeah, well, so it was a bigger harvest than I thought for that. This is about 3 feet. 3 feet of a bed. Up, there's another one. Well, that's a nice size. That's okay. All right. I might hill this up a little bit.
Later.
Maybe. The more soil you have on top, the better the potatoes will be insulated from the cold, and that's what you want during the winter. Oh, okay. This is the other half of the one I chopped. All right.
There's another one.
Where? Oh my goodness. I almost wonder if, no, this came out of the hole because the soil is nice and soft. Wow, that's great. So that harvest there wasn't as bad as I thought. And there's another one, the end of what I chopped. So,
Another one, too.
oh my goodness. Wow, I can tell we're gonna have to sieve through all this tomorrow, not today. Okay,
There's one.
where? Where? Seriously? Ah, Little baby trying to run away. So there was quite a lot in there. I thought there wasn't much. Okay, I'm only gonna do a little bit more now.
You're gonna not take any from this pile?
No. They need to be under. Then what I'm gonna do is take straw. Lots of nice straw. Now if it does get cold this winter and it freezes and there's snow, we're probably not going to be digging in here until it thaws. So anyway, this is the experiment to see what happens. I want it nice and deep. This is similar to what we did for the garlic, when we planted the garlic a few weeks ago, about a month ago. You're insulating the soil, which is insulating the potatoes. Now, if I had a huge harvest, and I had done this before, and I know that it works, then I would definitely put more potatoes in there, but I'm not sure it's going to happen. So that's it for now, and I want to show you one little thing before we say goodbye. If you come over here, this is a post that we use when we pull the hose around to prevent the hose from going on the plants. And see what we put on top. Okay, we simply cut a tennis ball and put it on top. This is for safety. So when you bend down, you don't put your face on something hard.
And it's a lot easier to see the tennis ball than it is to see the stake sometimes.
That too. And you don't want to be poking this in your eye. So anyway, just a little safety tip there. Anyway, so this is food. All you never wanted to know. This is something that you can share with others. If you have a garden, you have a few extra potatoes, you could try this. You could try this year or next year. Oh my goodness, it's getting cold out here. Anyway, so take care. Please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see ya.